All righty, here we go. Let's see. Let's make sure. I feel like we say this at the beginning of every live, but let's make sure everything is working correctly. All right, a little bit of delay. Surprise, Shari's with me tonight. Yay!
Yay!
I mean, we miss Kelly, of course. We always miss Kelly, but I'm excited that you're joining me, Shari.
Yeah. Let's see if you can teach me as good as Kelly.
I'll try. So hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Whether you're joining us live or you're catching the replay, we appreciate you guys being here. These are our free Create With Us mini classes. So we always release the details about these around the time of a release, of a Lawn Fawn release of new products. And you guys can actually go to the website and download the handout. And the handout has the pictures of the cards that we're going to be creating. It has coloring guides for you. So if you didn't know about that, and maybe you're just here for the crafty chat, definitely be sure to check that out afterwards, because it's a great resource to have, so that you guys can maybe have some inspiration with some of your Lawn Fawn products. Yay! All right, we got lots of people. We got Costa Rica. I was looking, Sacramento, rainy Chicago. Rainy Chicago with tornado warnings. Be careful.
Not that kind of rain.
Yeah. Oregon. Yay. Quebec, just north of me. So I am on Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and Shari is down in North Carolina. So we often call ourselves the East Coast Fawnies. And Rebecca's behind the scenes answering questions on the Lawn Fawn account. So she'll be with us tonight helping hopefully get those questions answered. Awesome. We got some first timers. Thanks so much for joining. Yay.
Somebody else from Massachusetts.
Whoop, whoop. Massachusetts in the house. Awesome. Yay. I love it. It's always so good to see everybody pop on. Ooh, I want to go hang out with Carrie. She's on the Big Island.
I know, right?
Yeah, let's go.
There's someone else in North Carolina.
Yay.
It's hot here.
Yeah, it's toasty here, and I do have a fan running in the background, so hopefully it's not too distracting, the noise. But we're kind of trying to keep the house cool, and it's really warm outside. So
yeah.
All right. So we are going to be creating 2 summer cards tonight. My favorite season, if you don't already know, I'm a part-time mermaid.
Beach season?
Yes, beach season, mermaid season. Although we've had a little bit of a slow start this year. A little bit of a slow start here in New England, at least.
Rebecca says the Lawn Fawn trip to Hawaii. I'm in.
Ooh, yeah, let's go. Can we just
I've been to Hawaii once and it rained the whole time.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I bet it was still beautiful though.
It was, but there was a lot of rain.
There was a lot of rain.
Too much rain for paradise.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to flip the screen so you guys will be able to see my hands and also me and Shari working tonight. So like I said, this is the handout. It's like an 11-page handout. This is similar to what I give out in all of my online classes. If you sign up for any classes through my website, I do a really nice handout with coloring guides. And even if you're not using the same coloring medium or the same marker colors, I think the coloring guides are really, really helpful to give you just a color combo idea, or maybe where the shadow's gonna be, or what have you. But so these are the Copic markers that I'm gonna be using tonight. We always list the supplies ahead of time on the Create With Us webpage, which is displayed at the bottom of the screen in the grass. And then we are going to be using a couple Lawn Fawn inks today. I'm going to be using Lemonade, Sunflower, and Bubblegum. Very excited. I did a mani to match my cards.
Oh, wow.
Very inspired, right? Look at that. Look at that.
It's very summery.
Yeah, I love it. And then I am going to be following along, like I said, with those coloring guides. All right. So I often recommend to you guys, since we pre-stamp and die cut our items, to have them attached to some low-tack tape. These images are pretty large in Lawn Fawn world, but it is nice to have them attached to some low-tack tape. So you have a little bit of a larger real estate to hold on to when you're coloring. This is a trick I learned from Mona Toth years and years ago. She's on the design team, and it's something that I've been doing ever since. If I am creating on my own in my studio space, I would stamp, color, and then die cut. But for the sake of time, we want to get all that die cutting done before we get to create together so we can have more fun making cards. Yay! Shari, did you get all your homework done?
I did. I just now put them on tape, but they're on
Yay.
there.
Funny. Shari is usually here helping out in the comments, but we had a last minute little change for tonight, and I was like, Shari, do you want to join me? She's like, sure. So she didn't have as much time to get it prepped.
This one was pretty easy, at least. So
yeah, this prep was actually fairly easy for a Jen Shirkus class card. All right. So then we are going to just go ahead and jump right in and start coloring. Shari, if you'll just be a little helpful and peeking up at the comments, seeing if we're missing anything.
We'll keep an eye.
Being my Kelly tonight. Let's do the seashells last. So let's go ahead and start with our car critters. So this stamp set, Car Critters, has been out for a long time. And what's great about it is we have a new add-on. And I'm going to totally, since Kelly's not here, we're taking credit for this one, okay. Shari. Right?
Yes. When the car first came out, we were like, we need surfing things and bikes and
yeah, we were like, we need summer things. Shari's like, we need a bike. We need like summery travel vacation stuff. So this is a really fun set. And I love when Lawn Fawn does those add-ons because they just kind of change the look and feel of a stamp set that maybe you had for a while, kind of get you to dust it back off and use it again.
Yeah, maybe other people have ideas for what needs to be on top of the car.
Yeah, that would be fun.
What do y'all put on top of your cars?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what else Lawn Fawn should be putting on top of this card, because we have a holiday one, right?
Yes.
And then we have this one, and I think that's it.
That's it. The holiday one has a tree and presents. What other things go on top of a car?
So the presents are fun because you could make a birthday card with that. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start by coloring my car, and I'm sure all of you are shocked that I am going to be coloring my car teal. I know that you're very, very shocked by this.
I'm surprised you don't have a teal car.
I know. I'm surprised I don't have a teal car too.
Who are you?
I know. We need to get a teal Jeep, maybe. Our Jeep is lime green.
Those dark teal Jeeps, like I kind of want one.
The new Jeep
really
teal is very pretty. Yeah, there's quite a few of them around. All right, so I'm going to be using BG13, BG32, and BG11, my very favorite teal combo. I like to start with the darkest marker first, so I'm going to start with the BG13, and I'm going to add a little bit of shadow. And I just want to point out again, I'm going to be following the coloring guide. The website is in the grass at the bottom of the screen. So if you want to go grab that handout for yourself, you'll be able to follow along on the coloring guide as well. But I'm just using the BG13 to add a little bit of shadow coming up on the frame of the windshield. I'm going to do a thin line at the bottom of both rear view mirrors. And then I'm going to do a thin line kind of tracing the hood of the car on the inside and the outside. And these don't have to be super straight and super perfect because we are going to be blending these out. We're just laying some color down. And that's what I'm going to do with the BG13. All right. Then I often will just use two colors to blend, but this is a little bit of a bigger area, and sometimes if I just want to make the blending a little bit easier, I will throw in a third color. So I'm going to be using BG32, and I'm going to first work at blending out the edges of BG13. So anywhere I put that darker color, the darker teal, I'm going to blend out those edges with my medium teal, my BG32. I always want to leave a little bit of white, even if it's a small area like these rear view mirrors. And I'm going to extend that BG32 down the front of the car a little bit to like the top of the license plate. I see Callie is in the chat. Hello, Miss Callie.
Hi, Callie.
All right. And I'll extend it a little bit up on the frame of the car as well. So next I'm going to take BG11 and I'm going to blend out the edges of that BG32. Again, I still want to leave some white space because when you're blending, you're adding layers of that color, which is making it darker. So leaving some white space, I'm going to be able to do just one layer of this BG11. So we have a really nice true light spot on this vehicle.
Well, Kelly says that no Lawn Fun card gets colored without BGs, but I'm pretty sure that you didn't use these last time, right?
Me or
you? Didn't you use like a different color scheme
with this car?
No, last create with us.
Oh yeah. Yes, last create with us. I was all over the map. Was that the sewing?
Yeah,
one?
It was like yellows and purples.
Yeah, purples and yellows. Yeah, I
purple. Was. Who are you?
I know. I was all over the map. But I like to do that sometimes. I like to stretch my creative brain and try to use different color combos than I often use. You know, you got to do that every once in a while.
We do use the BGs a lot, though.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people that take my online classes mention that the first Copic refill they have to purchase is the BG11. I don't know. I like laugh, but also I'm like semi like proud too. I'm like, you know. So Kaylee said Copics ? Copics are alcohol-based markers. This is what we're using to color with tonight, if that maybe is your question. So yeah.
Oh, the airplane still had teal, Karen says. Oh, so we didn't get by with no teal.
Yeah, I think we used like a little BG11 instead of BG10. You know, I just had to like slip it in under the radar a little bit. All right, while we have our teals out, let's go ahead and color our life preserver. I just wanted to add a little splash of teal to these. So I'm going to, on my life preserver ring, I'm going to alternate one stripe teal and then the next stripe white. So I'm just going to do a little line of the BG13 on two of the stripes. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you guys. And then I am going to trace over that essentially with the BG32, leaving a smidge of white. to then just quickly fill in with the BG11. So something like this, we definitely could have just used 2 colors, but since we were using 3 already, I kind of just stuck with that trend. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and color. Let's do our pinks. So we're going to have a pink license plate.
Fancy.
And a pink surfboard and beach umbrella and all the fun pink things. So I'm going to be using RV13 and RV21. And I'm going to start with RV13 and just do a line at the base of the license plate. And so Kaylee is saying she's trying to talk herself out of purchasing Copic markers. Now, nowadays, there are a lot of different brands of alcohol-based markers out there. I have colored with some of them, but I only really use Copics. I've been coloring with Copics for 15 years now, and some of these markers that I'm using tonight are 15 years, almost 20 years old. So I truly feel Copics are an investment, but they really are like a lifetime marker. And yeah, Kim is mentioning that I have a list of suggested colors that you could start with. It's like a top 50 list. So if you go to my website and just search Copic 101, you would find that. But yeah, they blend really, really nice. So I added a little shadow to my license plate and shadow to my surfboard. And then now I'm going to go ahead and just blend these out with the RV21. And I also just wanted to mention, I stamped all of my images with the Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. It's alcohol marker friendly, but it's also watercolor friendly. So if you follow me, you know I love to watercolor with the Distress watercolor pencils, and I still use my Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, which the seashell card we're going to make tonight, I recreated it with watercolors, and I will share that with you guys later in this live.
It's pretty. I saw it earlier.
Thanks, Shari.
You're welcome.
All right, so now for the beach umbrella, I actually, on the pinks, I just colored the outer bands, the RV21. I didn't do any shadowing. You don't always have to, if you're kind of tired, you've had a long week so far, even though it's only Wednesday, you don't always have to go over the top and do all the shadowing. You can just color.
Sometimes it is a long week when it's only Wednesday.
I know. I was like, it's a long week, and then in my head I'm like, oh, it's only Wednesday. Kim is asking what nibs. So if you check out my Copic 101 blog post, I really do explain it more thoroughly, but I use the Copic Originals, which are a square barreled Copic, because they come with the little bullet nib that I really like with smaller images like Lawn Fawn. And I have changed my broad tip to be a brush tip, and the brush tip on the originals is shorter than a brush tip on a sketch. So I find that I have more control and not as much ink is let out, which sometimes is tricky when you are coloring smaller images, like Lawn Fawn images. So, but I do explain a lot more of that in my Copic 101 blog post. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for linking that up. I appreciate it. All right, so we're done with the pinks for now, and let's go ahead and do our yellows. So I'm going to be using Y15 and Y13. This is kind of a lighter yellow combo than I normally use. I actually normally use the Y17 and the Y15, but I've just kind of been enjoying this lighter yellow combo. Shari, what's your favorite yellow combo?
Oh, Y35 and 38. They're very orangey
Oh,
yellows.
very orange yellows.
Yeah, I hardly ever use these two, so.
Oh, see, I love that. I don't even think, oh, I do have the Y35. I
You
love
pulled out Y38 for, I think, for this.
orange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very orange, like honey
Mm-hmm.
yellow, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty though. All right, so I did the base of the headlights and now I'm doing the top of the beach umbrella. And I'm actually just going to leave my marker uncapped. It's not going to dry out on me. I'm going to go ahead and blend with the Y13. And the reason why I'm leaving my marker uncapped is because with lighter colors like yellows and oranges and sometimes pinks, once I've blended, I like to go back in with the dark marker while my cardstock is still saturated. It's still wet from blending. Um, when you dab the darker color, you don't really have to do blending again. It's just adding that dimension back in. And especially tonight where I have a fan blowing behind me, I just want to work kind of quickly because alcohol evaporates quickly. And that's what these markers are, made of. And that's what's wetting the cardstock. So I just kind of blend it out and then I just dab a little bit of shadow back in. Again, just to get that dimension to show up. Cute, cute.
Everybody likes your nails, Jen.
Oh, thanks. I had fun painting them 15 minutes before we went live.
Nothing like last minute.
It's a true testament to the dry drops from Olive and June because they work really, really well. All right. So next, let's go ahead and do our grays. So I'm going to be using the toner grays, but you could use warm grays, cool grays, any grays, whatever grays you would like. So I'm actually using, sorry, I was looking at my coloring guide. I'm like, I feel like I used 3 grays, but
you had 3 listed.
I did, yeah. On my coloring guide, I wrote the second T up high, so I wasn't seeing it.
Oh.
And so I'm going to be using T6, T4, and T2, but any 3 grays will work totally fine. And I'm going to start with the T6.
T5 and T7 because I have odd numbers.
I was going to say, yeah, Shari always has the odd numbers. I always have the even numbers, and we're still the best of friends. Oh my gosh. I just saw dark chocolate and coconut in a sentence. Linda, send me one of those brownies ASAP.
That sounds really good.
Oh, I love everything coconut and dark chocolate. So with my T6 marker, I am just doing at the top of the tires. And then I'm going to take my T4 and I'm going to just blend along that line on my tires, leaving a smidge of white. And I'm also going to do the base of my bumper. So I wanted my tires to be a bit darker than my bumper. That's why I didn't use any T6 on the tires. I'm sorry, on the bumper. And then on the steering wheel, I am going to just trace that inner half circle of the steering wheel with T4. And then I'm going to finish all of this off with T2, the bumper, and the tires.
Oh, Linda's trying to bribe us with brownies to come and create. I see what's happening.
Oh.
She wants to come and create. She won't come empty-handed, it says. You're going to bake brownies.
Well, Linda, you can come to my in-person creative journey.
That's true. You can go see Jen
on Cape Cod in November, and you can bring brownies for everybody. I would allow that.
We're in California in September.
Yeah, or in California in September. That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Melissa says dark chocolate and coconut are a match made in heaven. I totally agree. So Shari, you had a fun phone call today. What were you planning?
What was I planning? Oh,
Yeah.
Inspiration Week videos.
Yeah. When is the next Inspiration Week stuff?
It starts the 20th. July 20th is the big giveaway post.
Yay.
We'll be focusing on the second half of the products from the summer release that was in June.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Whenever we have a larger release, Inspiration Week is always broken up into 2 different weeks. So people get a little worried. They're always like, oh my gosh, there was never a video for,
sometimes 3 weeks if it's a big one, like fall, winter will be 3. We can't do it all at once.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
We're not superheroes. Rebecca will agree.
Well, I mean, I think you are superheroes, but you need to sleep, and eat dark chocolate coconut brownies. So you can't be doing that at once. Yeah. Yeah. So I took
my get some terrible cards if we don't.
I don't know if anybody can create terrible cards with Lawn Fawn stuff, but that's just me.
Sounds like a challenge I don't want.
I took the T2 marker and I just traced the inner line of the surfboard, and I just traced the outer line of the life preserver. It just adds a little bit of shadow without making it gray, completely gray. It's just a little added something something. And then let's go ahead and color our bear. And for the bear, I used E25. I actually just colored him all one color, you guys. No blending. Look at me. Keeping it simple. I have to remind myself that sometimes. He's so cute with his little sunglasses on. And then the pole on the beach umbrella, I just colored the same brown. And then for the fox, I used YR14. Again, just one color. No need to do any fancy blending, but if you want to, you most certainly can. And then I did just do a little bit of rosy cheeks on that fox because I just had to. You can use a lighter pink, but I was just kind of sticking with the colors we were already using. So I just did a little dot of the RV21. Oh my gosh, so cute. I want to hop in the car with them.
Yarn and fabric bolts for the top of the car. That is a lot of yarn and fabric.
Ooh, that would be like a big, that would be a big shopping day. Or maybe it's like one of those shop hops.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Linda is so cute. She goes, next time I go across the bridge to Michigan, I'll check on overnight mail. Aw, you're so sweet. Wouldn't want you to get coconut hockey pucks. I mean, if they still tasted good.
They still tasted good. Not about what they look like.
So cute. Rose is asking, do you know if Lawn Fawn is coming out with another grab bag? And I think she's mentioning usually around Giving Tuesday in December, Lawn Fawn does grab bags, but I don't know if they even are thinking that far ahead right now. But definitely sign up for Lawn Fawn's email newsletter so that you don't miss out on any fun announcements like that. Hello, Miss Jen. Thanks for popping in.
Hi, Jen.
All right, so let's go ahead and color our seashells. I am so excited to share this coloring with you because I think it's a little bit different We're going to be doing some undertones of brown under our colors to make them look more realistic. I spend a lot of time at the beach, so I do a lot of research
You can
on.
tell us what all these shells are.
Yes, I do know what all these shells are.
This is also
Um,
a science lesson.
yeah, I'll give a science lesson and make sure that we're doing things correctly. Um, And so this is the card that we're creating tonight with the Copic coloring. And I just wanted to show you, I also did it in watercoloring with the Distress watercolor pencils. And I'm actually going to bring this up and boot me and Shari off for a second because I just wanted you guys to kind of see it side by side. But I also just wanted to remind you that this is a perfect example that you guys can color with whatever medium it is that you have. I still really followed the coloring guides and, you know, the kind of tone and the where I did the coloring and where I did the shadowing when I was watercoloring. And then the other little thing that I did differently on this one is instead of glittering all of the things with Prisma glitter, I use the Distress Rock Candy, which I think is a fun little shimmer that really looks oceany. I use it a lot on my ocean cards. So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys because I almost just did watercoloring for this class, but I didn't want to stress everybody out. So I was like, I don't know, but let me know in the comments if maybe sometime you guys would like me to do watercoloring during this Create With Us instead of Copic coloring. So let me know. All right, we're back.
Melissa said you're the reason why she knows what a whelk shell is called.
Yay! Hey, if I can teach everybody all my mermaid knowledge, that makes me really happy.
And then someone asked what the ink holders were. Oh, they're from the ink stand.
Oh, yeah. How did they see those?
I have no idea.
I haven't taken my note yet.
They have a secret camera in your room.
I'm like, wait, what's going on? What am I showing?
She just remembered that she wanted to know.
Yay.
And she's seen them in both Lawn Fawn ink pads and Distress ink pads. Yes, she has them for all kinds of sizes.
Yeah, Brienne, who owns the inkstand, makes them for all the different ink pads on the market. So
mini Distress ones.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Mary says, watercolor or Copic, would love to play along with both. Love it. Always up for watercoloring. Yes, watercolor. Fun. So maybe I'll make it work.
Color class.
It could be fun, right? And if you don't have watercolors, then you could use whatever coloring medium you're using tonight.
Markers.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah. All right.
Are used as well.
Yeah. So we're going to start. Let's go ahead and start with our moon snail shell.
Is that what that's called?
That's what I call it here in New England.
Okay. Well, in the video I did recently, I was like, I don't know what that is.
I'm surprised I didn't get it.
I literally said, I should ask Jen.
I was going to say, I'm your resident mermaid on staff.
I know, but I was doing a voiceover. I didn't have time to stop and call you.
Well, I mean, 1-800 dial a mermaid. I would have helped you.
So you call it what'd you say? A moon snail?
A moon snail is what they are in New England. So some of these shells could be different species, might be the right term, in other parts of the world. So they could have a different term.
Okay. Moon snail. Sounds fun.
Like the other shell that's in this set, this pointy one right here.
Yeah, I call it swirly shell.
Yeah, we don't really have those on my beaches here in New England. So yeah, I don't know what I called that in the coloring guide.
Well, someone calls it a shark eye.
Oh, this one? Ooh, that's fun. Right? See? I was going to see.
Someone told me what they thought it was called. Now I don't remember what she said.
The pointy one? Yeah, I forgot to look that one up, but Anyways, okay, let's start with the swirly shell.
Swirly shell.
And for that one, we're going to start with E25. We're going to use E23. And then we're going to bring in RV21. A lot of brown shells have like a hint of pink to them. So that's kind of what I was, working on. So I am going to take the E25 and I am going to just color, like trace that swirl on the inside of the shell. And I'm going to do a fairly thick line of swirl because we've got a lot of space to work in. And while we're coloring the single shells, let's go ahead and color the ones in our jar the same, just to kind of make our lives easier.
Apparently Rebecca gets nightmares from snails. That's a weird thing, Rebecca.
That's
because it's slimy? Why?
That sounds like a problem. That you'll need to talk to somebody about.
Yeah, every time it rains, we have tiny little snails all over our sidewalk beside our house.
Oh, yay.
Come out of the grass.
Rebecca says she'll now be looking up all the shell names tonight. You don't need to look them up, Rebecca. They're all in the coloring guide.
We're going to learn them.
Yeah, you can learn them. You can study them. And so now I'm taking...
The long, pointy one is an auger shell. Is that Kate said?
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, we don't have those that I know of, that I've found on the beaches I go to. So I'm just extending this color with E23. They are very similar in color, so you're not going to see like a drastic, but you want to make sure you leave some white. And then I'm going to take my RV21 and I'm going to kind of blend along that E23. What's funny?
She said just snails. And then she said we get big ones when it rains. Ours are tiny, like the size of my fingernail. They're tiny. I saw a really big one when I was in Hawaii. They move very slowly, Rebecca. You can get away from them.
I was going to say, yeah, she can just run away.
We get a lot of worms too. Whoever said we get worms. We get worms here too.
Oh yeah, we get
live in the mountains, so I am not on a coastal anywhere.
Worms are good. Worms say that your soil's really good. All right, so now I'm going to take that E21 and I'm coloring right over where we did the RV21, blending into our dark browns. And also we're going to fill in the rest of our shell with the E21. So the outer edge is going to be just that really light brown, but we've got a little bit of pink tint to our swirl.
I would not have thought to do this.
Well, that's what's really cool about alcohol-based markers is you can do your undertones and overtones of colors. And I talk about this in my Copic 101 online class, and I've shared in my classes, but like if you don't have a lot of markers yet, even just having a gray to be your shadow, so you can just do a gray and one other color and have that gray be the undertone to be your shadow. Because again, they're alcohol-based markers, they're translucent, they're going to blend together. It's just a really fun way to kind of mix colors together. So I thought that this would be fun to kind of share with you guys tonight. You just never know what you're going to learn in a Lawn Fawn Create With Us mini class. All right, so we got Inspiration Week coming. And then, Shari, we have another release coming in August.
Yes. The fall winter release date is August 24th. That's really,
Very,
really close.
yeah, very exciting. Lots of stuff needs to be done before that date. Um,
We gotta get cracking.
yeah, I gotta get cracking. We will, on release day, we will release the details of 2 more Create With Us mini classes. Kelly and I always like to do 2 different classes when it's a big release. So one will probably be, fall, and one will be holiday, winter. And then at the same time, I release details for my online classes. And I'll be traveling and teaching this fall. I'll be at Firefly Farm in Minnesota and Papercraft Clubhouse in Connecticut. And I'll be in California doing the Always an Adventure Lawn Fawn event. So lots of fun stuff coming up in the fall. And that's all I want to talk about fall right now. What?
I said in September is when the one in California, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's the second weekend of September.
Well, I was going to ask the question, and then you got all upset.
I know. And then I got no more talking about fall. I don't like to rush the summer. I literally live for this time of year.
I'm ready for fall, but
I
won't switch your burst your bubble.
All right, let's go ahead and do our whelk shell.
Whelk shell.
And I don't know if you follow me on Instagram stories, but on Saturday I found a whelk shell in the water, and it was inhabited. There was the creature that lives in the whelk shell, so I made sure I tossed him far, far into the water. So hopefully he didn't come in with the tide again. All right. So I am going to use my E21, and let me turn my whelk shell because I'm coloring it kind of upside down. So I see where the opening of the whelk shell, I see that as the bottom of the whelk shell.
That's where the creature lives.
That's where the creature lives. That's what would be pointing down to the beach. So I'm going to do E21 at the bottom of the whelk shell, and we'll go ahead and color the one in the jar as well. And then I am going to go over that with RV21. So we'll have that brown undertone. Just kind of warms up this pink, muddies it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take RV10 and I'm just going to soften those edges, but I am going to still leave some of my shell white at the top. And this is a bit different. Oops, I was off camera on my jar. I apologize. This is a bit different in the coloring. This is, I wouldn't say it's advanced, but I think it's a little different than anybody normally colors. Like Shari was just mentioning, she, wouldn't think to do this. So just remember, if what you're coloring with me live right now isn't coming out necessarily how you like it, just, after the live, stamp out some more shells and just practice looking at those coloring guides. Don't get frustrated with yourself, if they don't come out exactly how you're wishing they would the first time. Let's see.
Someone said they thought this was called a conch shell, which is what I would have called it. And probably
it is called a conch shell sometimes as well.
Yeah. I think that's what I called it.
That's okay. That's correct.
You'll accept that. Okay.
I feel like I need to now go watch the intro video and then give you a grade.
Oh, it wasn't the intro video. It was the one you did with all the teal shells that I embossed.
Oh, the card you're supposed to send to me, the shell.
Yeah, the card I'm supposed to send to you.
Yeah.
All the teal shells.
Yeah.
I used colored pencils on that one too for something different.
I liked that card. That was really very cool.
I like the way it turned out.
Mary's asking if I know how many online classes I'll be offering with the fall release. That's a good question, Mary.
We don't know.
I don't know the answer yet. I'll have to check in with Mr. Harley Kitten Shirkus.
You got to check with your supervisor.
Yeah. What I did last year is a self-paced Halloween class, and then I had a fall class and a holiday class. And then in December, I do a winter class. But that I don't know if that's exactly what I'm doing this year. I haven't gotten that far in my planning yet. All right, let's go ahead and do our scallop shell.
Scallop shell.
Scallop
Thank
shell.
you. Melissa liked my card. Thank you, Melissa. I see that comment.
On Cape Cod, we call them scallops, not scallops.
Yeah, well. I say lots of stuff wrong, I'm sure.
And I'm going to start with B00. So Shari's going to visit me in September, and she's going to be able to try lobster for the first time.
True.
I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, do I bring you somewhere first where, like, I order it and you just taste it first? Because you don't want to order a whole meal and then not like it.
Well, I mean...
Do you like crab?
I like crab. I love crab.
I bet you're going to like it.
And to me, I feel like that, and I like shrimp, and they're both.
Yeah. It's sweeter.
I think it'll be fine.
I think you're going to like it.
I don't eat scallops. Or mussels or oysters. I don't eat those things.
Something totally like not off subject, but a little bit off subject. I'm kind of looking up at the comments. After tonight's live, everybody needs to go and Google or on YouTube search to see a video of scallops swimming. It is the craziest thing ever. It's so cool. All right, so I did B00 at the base of the scallop shells, and I just kind of brushed it up towards the top. I did leave the top white, and now I'm going to take my W2 marker and just dust over that, just to kind of give that blue a little bit of gray tone to it. I love it. Courtney says Cape Cod sounds like a whole different world. I hope that means good things. Come visit. Hopefully I'm helping our tourist industry.
I think everywhere is a different world if you're not used to it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And so I'm coloring the scallop shell in the jar very similarly.
Oh, so Beth loves lobster and says to remember the clarified butter. Well, I love butter, so.
Oh, yeah. You gotta dip it in the butter.
Crab cakes and shrimp. I have had Maryland crab where they just throw it on the table. You have to take them out of the shell.
Callie's going to see scallops swimming now. She can report back. Oh, yeah, see? Oh, my, that is so cool how they swim. It is really cool.
I'll have to remember that when we're done.
Yeah. Okay. I'm losing my coloring guides. Oh, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and do our starfish next. So I kind of forgot, Shari, but I'm using Y38 and Y15. Is that what you were saying?
I said you had pulled out Y38. So I use 38 and 35 and 32 a lot.
I thought you were just remembering like my color combos.
No, I just pulled these before we started. That's why I knew. So 38 and 15?
Yeah, so 38, 15, and 13. We're going to have a little bit of a highlight with that 13. Okay. And so for the starfish that's loose, it doesn't really matter where you shadow because you'll be able to spin it. Just pick 3 of its little arms that are going to be the shadowed arms. So I'm just going to pick 3 of those points and go around with my Y38. And then the one in the jar, we're going to hug the shadow along the whelk shell, the snail shell, and a little bit by the scallop shell. Everybody's going to get this whole science lesson.
Didn't you say that starfish weren't fish?
They aren't. And I don't remember exactly what they are. Hopefully my friend Jill is too busy to be watching this right now because she would be very disappointed in me.
Are they called something crazy like cephalopods or something? They're crazy names.
They're just not fish.
Them
fish. And maybe jellyfish aren't fish either. I don't remember. My friend Jill went to school for marine biology, and she was a science teacher. And now I'm probably describing her job incorrectly, but she helps determine like the curriculum in the state of California for science. But she loves marine biology. So whenever I have a question, I always just text her and she answers it for me. And that's how I've like learned a lot of stuff. But I'm not like Jeopardy smart where I remember everything. So I don't want to like be falsifying reports here where you guys are going to get mad at me because I'm giving you the wrong facts.
To fact check you.
Yeah.
Whoa. Melissa says what they are.
Echinoderm. Oh, like the scientific name?
Echinoderms.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Crustacean. Oh, that's like a crab.
And a shrimp. And a lobster. I follow this one lobsterman in Maine who posts videos of like the catches he gets and how to tell when it's a female lobster, and they notch their shell so you can't actually catch a female lobster so that they'll continue to breed. Cool. And it's very fascinating. And like he can tell how old they are, and like I love it. It's just fascinating to me. Oh, Rebecca, if you'll put up a poll. I asked this in my summer loving class. So if you took my online summer loving class or my in-person, you know the answer, so you can just vote correctly. But out of all the living creatures in the world, this is a multiple choice question. Out of all the living creatures in the world, what percentage is in the ocean? 40%, 75%, or 90%? So Rebecca, if you'll put that up as a poll, 40%, 75%, or 90% living creatures in the ocean out of all the living creatures in the world. Rebecca's like, thanks for making me think, Jen.
She wants to hear us say something again. Echinoderms? Crustaceans?
What?
I don't know. She said, I want to hear you say that again.
Crustaceans?
Well, someone wrote crustaceans.
Oh.
Now they're getting some real sciencey words that I can't do without one of those things that like phonetically spells it out like the dictionary.
Ooh, starfish are related to sand dollars, sea urchins, and sea cucumbers. I don't know what a sea cucumber is.
I've heard of a sea cucumber. It's not a cucumber, by the way. Oh, Rebecca's trying to figure out how to do a poll. She hasn't done it before.
I forgot.
We have to be patient.
Sorry, Rebecca. I'm really putting you on the spot. I owe you a beverage.
Maybe at the bottom, Rebecca, I think there's like a yes or no thing, and then there's a thing where you can type in choices up to 4. Like the little plus sign.
My bad. I was just used to us doing polls. I forgot that it was
sorry.
Sorry.
We should have had a poll tutorial before we started.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm the one that's done them before. Okay, 15 and well, I have W1.
So now we're going to color our clamshell. And some of you might kind of think it's a little weird that the clamshell has purple in it. However, a lot
it's okay, Rebecca. Don't worry about it.
It's okay, Rebecca. We still love you. You don't have to do the poll if you don't want. Everybody's commenting their guesses.
She's looking up sea cucumbers, though. I'll have to Google that later. I'm gonna have to start making notes.
Clamshells, at least on Cape Cod, have a purple in their undershell. Like if you open a clam up, the inside has purple on the shell.
Yeah.
And Native Americans used to make jewelry out of them, and they call it wampum, and it's still a very popular type of jewelry here on Cape Cod. So that's why our clamshells are going to have some purple on them. And so for this, what I'm going to do is kind of some wispy lines with the V15, mostly on the right side and a little bit on the left side. So just some wispy lines. And then the one in the jar, I'm doing most of the lines along that snail shell.
You're off camera, Jen.
Oh, thank you very much. And a little bit on.
Oh, she found the poll. Yay, Rebecca!
Yay, Rebecca! Everybody cheer for Rebecca. Make sure you vote in the poll.
Even though you've already answered in your
comments. That's okay. Everybody answer in the poll. It'll be fun for us to be able to see.
It'll show
what the majority guessed. Yeah.
I will not vote. I know the answer because I voted.
So yeah, we'll give it some time for everybody to vote. All right, so now that we have the V15 down, I am going to brush over that with the W2. On both my clamshells. Now we have quahogs on the Cape, which are really big clams. And some places call them stuffies, but they mix up the clam into stuffing, and you also have butter on it. Oh, so good. Now everybody can see why I'm a curvy girl. All the yumminess.
Sometimes my problems with certain seafood is a texture thing. So
this is honestly like Thanksgiving stuffing with clams.
I don't like chewy.
No, chewy. The clams in this are usually small enough that.
Okay. Yeah, and the stuff I could handle it, but yeah.
And then we're going to just bring in the E21 and just dust very little, like not everywhere, but just a little bit to give it a little bit of brown. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. It is a different way, of coloring, but I just thought it would be kind of fun to share it with you guys. All right, there's 188 of you watching, and only 50 of you have voted.
Because they all wrote it earlier.
I know, because they all wrote in there.
If you wrote it earlier, go vote, hit the vote button.
Yeah. I know some people watch on TV and stuff, so they're not able to.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that you can do polls on TV.
All right, so we've got our pointy shell here.
We did eat today, Carol, or I did. I can't speak for Jen.
What did we do?
She said, "Did you eat today?" Because we sound like we're hungry.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, yeah, I did eat, but I love seafood, so I took E23 and I just traced those diagonal lines on that pointy shell. And then I'm just going to blend out with the E21. I love how scientific I was until we got to the shell that we don't have on our beaches. And I'm like, the pointy shell.
There was a couple answers of what they think it was called, but I don't know. I don't live in a place with shells, so I have no idea. All right. Oh, we're almost done coloring.
Yeah, we're almost done. So now for this jar that has the shells, what I did is I took, what did I do? Oh, I know what I did. Okay. It's all coming back to me. I took my W2 and I'm just going to trace the inner edging of the glass. Ooh, and we got to do our sand. We're going to actually wait to do our
Sand in
sand.
the jar?
Yeah, we're going to wait to do our sand though. So I just traced the inner edging of the jar with W2.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go over that with a thin line of BG11. And then I am going to take my BG0000 and blend out those edges. Now, it's going to kind of look like a mess because that BG0000 is such a light color that it's really saturating your paper and looking kind of like a wet mess. But once your alcohol of your marker evaporates, it's going to look really great. So just trust the process. So I think
somebody's from Italy because they can't sleep. Well, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for joining. And then maybe Rebecca has to figure out how to close the poll so we can see
Oh yeah,
the results. All right, so we've got some glass, and then we will color our jar lid, which I brought in teal.
A teal jar lid?
Yeah.
Of course.
I decided I painted it.
Instead of gray like metal.
Good job, Rebecca.
Yay, Rebecca.
So 52% said that 90% of all living creatures live in the ocean. 46% said that it was 75%, and 1% said it was 40%. So the majority did get it correct. It's 90% of all of our living creatures in the world live in the ocean. I just think that's an incredible fact to just remember how important our ocean is. All right. So I like to hold my lid sideways so I can kind of wisp out my marker. And I'm using the BG13 first and doing a little bit on the left and the right, or in this case, the top and the bottom, the way I'm holding it. An auger shell, maybe, Carrie says. I'm going to have to look it up. I really should have known.
Earlier, and then someone else said something else. So who? I don't know. It's pretty. A pretty shell. I like the
It
shape
is a pretty shell.
I forgot that I have shells on my wall over here.
Blending that out with BG32. And then I'm now blending that out with BG11. So anytime I'm trying to show a curve in something, I'll have the highlight come at the center, but I darken in the edges. So pretty. Joanne looked it up, but there were many names.
Wintle trap.
Wintle trap.
Somebody said.
Beth says, I remember you mentioned that fact about the ocean at the Scrappy Chic class.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's going to know your tricky question if you keep it up.
I know. I'm going to have to
You're going to have to come up with some new facts.
Before my next summer class.
A new factoid.
Yep. All right, you guys. That is all of our coloring.
We don't have to do sand?
We're going to do sand after we get our stenciling done. Okay. So thank you for reminding me, because sometimes I do go off task, but we're going to do our stenciling next.
Okay.
All right. Cynthia says, I think by now Kelly Marie would have dropped some hints.
Oh. Sorry.
All right, Shari, drop a hint.
I have to look at
I
our
was gonna
list.
say we got some approved hints.
Our approved hints. Let me look
so we don't get fired.
pre-approved hints.
Yeah, pre-approved hints.
We didn't want to get booed off stage. We told her she had to give us some.
Yeah, we said to Kelly, we're like, well, if you're not going to be able to make it, you need to give us some hints. So one, we don't give away too much, and two, so we don't get booed off stage.
So one of them is anyone who loves Simply Celebrate will be very happy with the fall winter release.
All right, Simply Celebrate lovers. You're going to like the fall release. I'm just over here looking for my card kits that I had before we started. Oh, here they are.
For these cards?
Yeah. They just got buried.
We're just a hot mess. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to do our stenciling. So let's go ahead and start with our Hello Sunshine card kit. So I'm going to just take out my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of white cardstock. I'm going to be using the Distress White Heavy Stock because that's my favorite to ink blend with.
That's what I have.
And I like to use the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station when I'm using stencils because it holds the stencils in place really easily. I'm going to just use a little bit of Tombow removable adhesive runner to put my paper down on this Make Art Station just to kind of hold that in place.
In a landscape orientation?
Yep, in a landscape orientation. And then we are going to be using our cloud background stencils. And it doesn't matter which one you choose first. It's going to look cute no matter what. But I'm going to place that stencil so that it's covering all of my background. And then this magnetic board has really nice, strong magnets that will hold my stencil in place.
Does it matter which cloud background?
It does not matter. I don't think it's going to make a big difference at all.
I think these are very much pretty evenly distributed clouds.
Yes. And I am going to be using the Lawn Fawn Lemonade ink, which is a really light yellow, like light and bright yellow. We are going to be using Sunflower shortly. So if you have a lighter yellow in addition to Sunflower, or just use a really light hand maybe if you only have one yellow ink. Because I do not know what the last yellow I used with my blending brush, I always have my flower sackcloth in my lap. So I'm just going to like massage my blender brush into this flower sackcloth. And that's going to get any leftover ink off of it. I am using dye-based inks tonight so that they are translucent and they're kind of lighter and brighter colors. But if you're using Distress Oxides, that's okay too.
Ooh, fall-themed magic messages is a good idea.
Ooh, that is a good idea. Michelle said, let's play yes or no. Will there be a new interactive? The answer to that,
I think the answer is approved.
The answer to that is a pre-approved hint, and the answer to that is yes.
Yes, there will be a new interactive.
So I'm going to brush my blender brush into the ink. I tap it off onto my surface just to drop some of that ink off. And I'm just going to lightly blend over these clouds. And I am a very heavy-handed writer, colorer, blender, everything. So I always have to remind myself to have a light hand. And honestly, ever since I've started to really remind myself of that, I really like my ink blending a lot more. So try to remind yourself to just have a gentle hand. You can always build up your color by just gently adding layers, but pressing hard right out of the gate tends to just not give you as nice and smooth of a blend. Just from my knowledge, from my learning.
You can buy Copic markers with the nib. Her coloring is a hot mess with the brush. You can change out to it.
Yep, you can change nibs depending what style. If you have the sketch style, you can change your broad tip to a fine point nib.
I think I've done on this one. Like, I changed my chisel to the little...
Put your hand behind it? Yep, there you go. Yeah.
That was the chisel tip, because this is like a light pink, which I used the little tip for cheeks.
Yep. Debbie asked if I ever wash my flower sackcloth, and the answer is no. I wash it before I use it for the first time because it'll make it more absorbent. But after that, I never wash it again. And I wipe paint and glue and ink and all the things on it. All right, so we have our first layer of clouds, and I'm just going to set my stencil aside. It has ink on it, but I'm not super worried about that just now. And I'm going to bring in my second stencil and line it up. I love that this one has the previous clouds, like the etching of those, so it's really easy to line up.
Melissa says you cannot change the tips on the chow style. I don't know. I don't have those.
Yeah, technically
those are not like the refillable ones, right?
You can refill them. Technically, Melissa, you can't. However, somebody who took my Copic 101 class did. I'm not promoting that, like saying that you should do that, but she was able to get a little bullet tip into it.
Officially, no.
Yeah, officially, no.
Change at your own risk.
Yes. Don't email me, Melissa, when you ruin your chows. Okay. So I'm still going to use that lemonade ink, and I'm going to do an even lighter dusting of clouds. We are going to go in a minute with sunflower and dust the edges. So I really want to keep this very light, lighter than the last layer, just to kind of get a little bit of base color down.
Oh, Melanie has changed hers.
This one might have not been fully clean. I might have some green clouds happening.
It have some blue on it?
Oh yeah, probably merman. I don't know, maybe only I'm gonna see it.
It doesn't look green from what I can see.
It looks like my hair if I go in the chlorine too much, is what it's looking like. All right, so now I'm going to use sunflower, which is still a bright yellow, but it is a bit darker. And I'm just coming in and dusting either the bottom of the cloud or the side of the cloud, just to give a bit of a variety in it, so it's not all solid one yellow. If you have smaller blender brushes, you could go in and use those. I just kind of use a really light hand, and I kind of know where the ink is directing. I don't know how to explain it.
Kim says bullet tip, meaning the fine nibs. I think that's what they're called.
Yes. Well, there's fine nib and there's medium nib. And if somebody's switching their sketch, I always recommend you buy a package of each and try them out yourself, because it's really a personal choice about which one you're going to like.
Yeah, I don't know what mine is. The tag's not on my little baggie anymore. I guess mine would be fine.
Oh yeah, look at those green clouds.
Well, I just went ahead and did mine before you gave me instructions, so I have very dark clouds.
That's okay. It's all good.
Everybody's is going to be different. It's fine.
All good. It's a handmade card. It's the thought that counts.
This is what I get for going too quickly.
Not following along. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Sorry.
All right, so now we're going to set our clouds aside. And in our other card kit, all that should be left in that is a piece of white cardstock. Mine's the Distress White Heavy Stock. We're going to go ahead and put this one vertically. And we are going to use our, is this the sunray background sunray stencil?
Sunray background. I had to look at my label.
And you want to go approximately like 1.25 inches-ish.
Up from the bottom?
Up from the bottom.
5 squares?
Sure.
They're 1/4 inch squares, so.
Sure.
5 squares.
This is where. Whatever you say. I just brought my ruler out because I
realize each square is 1/4 inch.
Yeah, I went up like 4.5-ish. Okay, so now with this stencil, I'm going to still use my blender brush with sunflower, but I'm only going to put it at the base of the stencil. Oops.
So we're doing sunflower?
Yep, sunflower. And because this stencil has those thin lines, you'll see I like to kind of just wipe my blender brush. And you're going to go like half-ish up your rays with sunflower, and then we're going to finish it off with lemonade.
Half-ish. We're very technical.
Yep. How I roll. You don't need to measure. It's going to look cute no matter what. If you're worried about inking down here, put some masking paper down or even just a piece of paper, because that's meant to stay white at the bottom.
Is it?
It is, but if it isn't, that's okay too. So this is what I have so far.
Rebecca says, wait, you use a ruler.
I know, I brought a ruler out. Only because I knew people were going to ask how far up, and I didn't remember, so. And now I'm going to use lemonade, which is a lighter yellow. So I'm going to take my yellow blender brush and massage it in my flour sackcloth. So when I go to the lighter color, it's going to be nice and light and not dark from sunflower. Oh, Scrapbook Nut is asking us an unapproved question.
Uh-oh.
She's asking, are the mice coming back this fall, winter release? I plead the 5th. That is not an approved question. However, we can say one of the sets is Miles' favorites.
Yes.
Favorite set. Which leaves it very open-ended.
Yeah. But so go crazy. What do you guys think that means?
Yeah, what do you think that means? It's Kelly's son Miles. One of the sets is his favorite. Kelly says that he has been stamping it and coloring it and cutting it out and then playing on the floor with it. And I'll just leave it at that. Not going to say any more because I don't want to get fired.
Courtney's going to take that as a yes. You take that however you want.
Oh boy. Kelly's never going to leave us to our own devices again. Although she would have liked the seashell sciencey talk, I think. All right.
You two aren't allowed to be.
We've got our sun rays.
Revised. Oh, okay. They're pretty. I did use tape because I got some on the bottom.
And then we are going to use our star stencil.
Lots of stars.
And this one has a 2-part stars, but we're just going to use one. And it doesn't matter which one. Just pick one. And we're going to lay that over where we had the rays. So still not at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
I need my tape back.
You're cute, Shari. Like you haven't seen the card yet.
I saw it, but it's not like on my screen or
I know. You're just.
I didn't know what colors we were using. That's why I was like, "Excuse me, you're off screen." Jen, I don't know what we're doing.
And for this, we are going to use bubble gum. So same thing. I don't remember what pink my last pink was in my blender brush. So I'm going to massage it. And I'm really pretty rough when I do this. I actually never really clean my blender brushes. This is how I clean them. Oh, they're getting really detailed. Mice as Nutcracker would be cute. Santa. Mice on a little train. Courtney, it'll be our little secret.
We didn't say anything.
Nope. Okay. So now I'm going to take bubble gum, but I want it to be really light. So I'm tapping it off and I'm going to have a very light hand. I don't want it to be super bold because our yellow background is really light and airy. And I want this to stay light and airy too. And I'm not trusting myself anymore. I'm putting some paper down at the bottom. Just a nice soft dusting of pink. You could use like ballet slippers if you wanted. I just like the brightness of this bubble gum.
Bubble gum's like almost like hot pink.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I mean, I guess bubble gum is hot pink, but
I think plastic flamingo is more hot pink, but this is a bright pink.
Get toned down a little bit when it absorbs into the paper some, maybe.
For sure. Yeah.
Really bright at first.
Yeah. But I loved how this looked layered, the stars and the stripes, the stars and the
bowing out of the hint conversation. Well, I think we used all the ones Kelly gave us, and I suggested too.
I don't remember them all, so I'm just letting you direct the hints so I don't mess up. How cute is that? So cute.
Very cute. She gave us 3.
So now to clean my ink off my board and my table and my stencils, I just have a mini mister of isopropyl alcohol. I just mist my surface and wipe it with my flour sackcloth. So this will work when you're using inks, not if we were using pastes. If we were using pastes, we would want to get it right into some water. But I love this trick. Using the Make Art Station and using this rubbing alcohol to clean just makes using stencils so quick and easy. I use my stencils so much now. Be careful on this raise. This one is tricky. You could accidentally rip it. So I just give it a gentle like wipe in the direction of the raise. If you're worried about it, you can always just put it under the sink later. I figure I'll clean my stencils. This will give you guys a chance to catch up and will help me so that my stuff is all ready to put away after.
Rebecca says we've used them all since she's
out.
No,
we have one more.
I had 2 I suggested, and she said, yes, those would work too. So.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm remembering.
She also said not to give too many, but I think 3 wasn't very many. So. We'll use the other two.
Sometimes Kelly blabs a lot.
Right, that's true.
Oh, yay. Alyssa got her Tutti Frutti online class kit from me today. I love that. Rebecca says that the alcohol trick is so awesome. They use it all the time at the office. Yay. It just makes using stencils so fast and easy. All right, we are going to take both of our backgrounds. Let's start with our rays first. And we're going to trim this background down to be 4 by 5 1/4. Or you could die cut it with your outside in stitched rectangle. Now, because this is kind of a centered design, I'm just going to take 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 sides. I don't really know what that means because I don't measure things, but on my trimmer here, I know I'm going to go halfway between one of the squares in the grid.
I don't really know what that means.
I don't measure things. Everybody that takes classes with me knows this.
Fractions, we can't.
Nope. I did not do well in 3rd grade where we did
You're doing it a 1/8 of an inch on every side?
Yes, 1/8 of an inch on every side will give you little slivers of paper, and then you'll have 4 by 5 1/4. I like to trim or die cut my background after I ink blend, because that way when you're ink blending, if you accidentally come on a little too heavy on the edge, this kind of just cleans it up and makes it look really nice. Now this background, we are going to cut to be 5 by 3 3/4. And honestly, for this one, I think you could just cut it off of one end, but whatever you want.
A quarter on the side.
5 vertically. I'm sorry, 5 horizontally. And 3 3/4. But yeah, you could just trim a quarter off of each side, like Shari just said. Cut some of my green clouds off.
Fractions.
I know. Lawn Fun has the amazing ruler that has all of the awesome little measurements, and that's the only reason why I know I'm trimming 1/8 of an inch off.
Apparently, Rebecca too.
Hey. Woo woo. Yeah, okay. So a bunch of people in the comments are mentioning my next online class is called Tutti Frutti. I had a limited amount of kits available because it's a class I taught in person at an event, Crop on the Cape, that I do here in March. Oh, okay. Those are sold out, but you can still sign up for the online class. And it's a self-paced class, so videos will be released for that by July 17th. All right.
Which is Monday.
Is it really?
Yes. Today's the 12th.
Oh, boy. You're just the bearer of bad news, Shari.
Monday.
Liz is asking, do I prefer the guillotine cutter or the rotary cutter? I'm guessing, Liz, you're talking about the 2 tonic trimmers from Tim. I absolutely love the rotary cutter, and I have it set up, and I use it when I'm cutting multiple sheets of cardstock at once or 12 by 12 paper. But quick little cuts like this, I love this little guillotine. Yeah, Alyssa says, the bright clouds make me happy. Why did I not ever think to use colors other than blues and teals? Yay, yes, that's kind of what my thought process was. I was carrying over from the last Create With Us, like, ooh, what fun color combos can we do? All right, let's go ahead, and I'm just going to start by attaching my cloud background to my pattern paper. This is the Stripes and Sprinkles pattern paper, so you could use the stripes or the sprinkles. And I'm actually going to use the sprinkles this time just to switch it up. I used the stripes on the one that I created for the class, but why not switch things up?
I'll use the stripes.
You're going to do stripes?
Yeah.
I wish this paper would become an all the time paper, the stripes and sprinkles. I love it. And then we have our Hello Sunshine sentiment. And I had you guys cut one out of a pink cardstock, a guava cardstock, and then I cut two out of the Distress White Heavy Stock, but you could do even just white cardstock. We're going to just sentiment stack them, die cut stack them. But I just used Distress White Heavy Stock because it's 130 pounds, so I knew it would be even thicker. And I'm just using my Lawn Fawn glue tube and just quickly dragging around the image or the sentiment. You also could use the double-sided adhesive from Lawn Fawn when you're die cutting. If you don't like to use a glue tube for this part. When I'm doing my Create With Us classes or my online classes, I try my best not to have too many supplies or to make you feel like you have to have every supply there is. So, but if you have a way you prefer to do something, you always can choose to do that. So I've got glue, and then I'm just going to take my next sentiment and stack it right on top. What's nice about the wet glue is you have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of move it around. And if I get glue on my fingertips, again, I've got that flour sackcloth in my lap. I just wipe my fingertips off on it. I love, love, love this die, you guys. I love the typography of it. Concentration here.
I was about to say, this is some very...
All of a sudden, we got quiet.
Intense gluing. What's happening here?
Well, the thing to remember too, and you probably would agree, Shari, is you don't have to make sure glue is everywhere. It just needs to be,
No,
you know,
it can be like little dots.
It can just be, yeah. I'm kind of a messy gluer, but like, yeah, you could go around and do little dots. It just needs to be here and there.
I always get glue everywhere.
Cute. Love this die.
It is off.
And what's fun about all of the giant sentiments that Lawn Fawn has is they really just like fill a card really nicely. So especially if you're needing a card in a quick amount of time, just die cutting one of these big sentiments and like putting like a critter and call it done. Like it doesn't need a whole lot to make the card because it fills the space so nicely.
Well, someone needs to go through your classes before they buy more because they've bought some more than once. Oh no! How does that even happen?
Oh, the online classes?
I guess.
Well, if you accidentally purchase my online classes more than once, just send me an email. I'll give you a refund.
Helen, you need to send her an email.
Yeah.
I've purchased a couple classes twice.
Just send me an email. We'll figure it out. Okay. So now that this is done, we are going to add some Prisma glitter. We're going to glitter all of the things to our car. So I'm just going to gently take my images off of that low tack tape. And this low tack tape is also what I use to hold my dies in place when I'm doing my die cutting. So I'm saving this big piece. I'll cut it up into smaller, or rip it up into smaller pieces. It does not go to waste. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue tube to add the surfboard stuff to the roof of the car.
What are we using now? Prisma glitter?
Prisma glitter. Do you have your glitter bucket, Shari?
No, I do not have a glitter bucket.
I sent you one.
I know, but I don't have enough glitter to fill it.
Oh my gosh. Now I need to send you more glitter. Rebecca will send you more glitter.
I only have 2 jars. And
2 jars is plenty.
Well, it's more like 1.5.
Oh, Shari.
Listen.
Glitter fail.
All right. So what are we doing? We're adding stuff to the roof.
So I just added my surfboard to the roof of the car with just a little bit of glue tube. And now I'm going to use my Quickie glue pen and my ultrafine Prisma glitter.
You know I'm a Stickles girl.
You can stickles if you want. I will still love you. Yeah, Rebecca just said she's sending you glitter.
Well, I have another jar. I just don't.
I am going to add.
I just don't use the Prisma glitter like you use the Prisma glitter.
I am going to add Quickie glue pen to the tops of my headlights. I'm going to dip into my glitter and then tap it off with my Quickie glue pen so that the tops, like basically so like the highlight of the headlights are going to be glittered. I'm going to trace the inner stripes on the surfboard.
Melissa understands me.
And I'm tracing the shadow on the life preserver. And I'm having glue come off the top of the umbrella. And I list this all on your handout, what I'm glittering. So again, if you're working on this another time or what have you. Hey, if you're glittering all of the things, I'm a happy girl. You can glitter however you want, but I will forever tease you, Shari.
You know I have a special relationship with Stickles.
I know you do.
I just didn't realize that everyone else understood my special relationship.
Well, when you have a special relationship, people catch on.
I didn't know that everybody would notice, but they do.
All right. Now that we have that glittered, I'm going to make sure I cover my glitter because I have a fan blowing on me.
Oh, that could be disastrous.
Yeah, that's happened. That disaster has happened before. And we are going to attach the car in the upper corner. I'm actually just going to use my runner. We're going to attach the car in the upper corner of the card so that it's going off the edge on the pattern paper, but not off the edge of the card.
So basically snug to the very edge of the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Rebecca, we notice. Well, where I really noticed is when we started doing premieres and people would be like, here come the stickles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Oh, people are on to me.
Well,
it's just like if I don't use glitter on a card, people are like,
we notice.
Are you feeling okay, Jen? All right, so now we're going to attach our sentiment onto our card with glue tube or just a flat glue.
Well, I hear a little dog outside my door.
Uh-oh, Scout.
Yeah.
Mama.
She's come looking.
Mama, why are you gone so long with the door closed?
Tired of sitting with Dad. Are you still here?
And this is going to overlap the car a little bit. If you're worried about having space for your banner is going to go half on the clouds, half on the pattern paper. You can kind of just put it there for placement.
Oh.
And the banner I am going to add with some foam strips. You could use foam squares too. I just find the strips easy.
I need to get some more strips.
I love the foam strips. scissors.
Strip emergency.
A strip emergency.
Oh, Liz, you saw the picture of Scott with that giant stick. I bought it. It's a stick we bought. It's like a coffee tree wood or something. It's like a really hard wood.
It was cute. She was going to town on that.
I don't know. She loves a good stick, though. We don't have a lot of trees in our yard, though, so she doesn't find them very often.
So you got to buy them. All right, and then we are going to add it to a card base because that's what I'm doing this year is adding my cards to card bases.
I already did that.
I did not because I was kind of resorting to my old ways. My sample card is not on a card base.
Got a lot of other Stickles lovers. I feel seen.
All good. So cute. I love this color combo. It kind of reminds me of like grapefruit or something. Yay, so cute, Shari.
I did forget to stamp on my license plate, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's still cute. It doesn't need to be.
Oh, I forgot what else I kept. The inside of my E.
Oh, I didn't. I know.
I know you didn't. But
Definitely could.
I'm that OCD.
I sometimes do, but that one doesn't bother me. Like, some things do, but that one doesn't. All right.
There's the E.
So Alma's asking for another hint. I'm going to give one that was kind of pre-approved, I think.
The one I suggested?
It is one you suggested.
Yeah, go for it.
We have another critter coming out that we've never had before. That's my hint.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that was a good one. All right. We are going to stamp our sentiment on the bottom here. So I am going to do time to shell-abrate. And I absolutely love when we have these open letter sentiments because they just scream to be glittered. They say, Jen, glitter me, glitter me. They do. They talk to me when I'm here creating in my studio all by myself.
The letters tell you to glitter them?
Yep. They're like, please glitter me. They're also really fun to color in, too.
Somebody said pandas.
So we're going to just stamp this sentiment in black.
Like,
has Lawn Fawn ever had a meerkat? No, they haven't.
Oh, someone's asking about your shirt, Jen.
Ooh, my shirt says Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. And it's one of my crafty gear shirts that I sell in my online shop. I did a big pre-order in April so people could really get what they wanted. And so I have some stuff in stock right now, but it's not a ton. But definitely subscribe to my email newsletter because I'll probably do another pre-order in the fall. It's just too hard to well, one, I just don't have a lot of space and to have everybody's sizes and everything that people want. So the pre-orders are great, but definitely check out my online shop because I have quite a few t-shirts in stock because I stocked up on those for summer.
Well, Courtney wants to know what kind of critter. I'm not giving that away.
Oh yeah, we can't tell you what critter.
All I'll say is I'm really excited about it, but you'd have to know something about me to understand it. And that's all I'll say.
Alyssa has started to glitter the inside of the letters because of me. I would say that you're Genabled, Alyssa.
That's the next shirt.
Yeah. I actually am not going to put this on a card base just yet. I was starting to, but we have a little bit of stamping to do, and I don't want to I'm going to be putting it up with foam, and I don't want to mess it up. So now we're going to grab our jar and we are going to do the sand. So to do the sand, I just like to do the sand after I had my sentiment done. I just think it's helpful. So if you go a little crazy with your sand, which there's nothing wrong with that, you will just, know that your sentiment has space. Okay. So for the sand, we're going to use E21, E25. Shari, what's the dark brown that you pulled?
25. You also have an E33 that we haven't used for anything yet.
Oh, neat. But I don't have like an E29.
Oh, yes. Sorry. There's an even
Thank you.
darker.
That's what I was
29, 25.
Okay. I don't know why that 33 is there.
Okay. Just bonus brown.
Maybe that's what I colored the bear with.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's okay.
It's a bonus color.
I use the 20s a lot anyway.
Yeah. So this is how I like to do the sand. I am going to start with my lightest color, the E21. And I want to just make sure you guys realize I'm not pressing hard on my markers because you don't want to ruin the tips, but you can press at different weights to get different size dots. So let me zoom in.
Oh, someone sees my orange bird.
So I'm just going to do E21 dots along the bottom of the jar, and I want some of them to be small and some of them to be medium and some of them to be large. But just don't press hard with your marker because you don't want to ruin the tips. And the lightest color, which is this E21, you're going to do a lot of dots. Yeah, I believe we had a dolphin in Critters
in the sea.
It's
very old. Mm-hmm. It's still around.
It's still around, yep. And then we are going to add ground for our shell to sit on. So you can put your jar down, without adhering it for now, just to kind of get an idea. But I basically am having sand on the left and sand on the right with a little bit of space in between. So let me zoom back out a little bit.
Oh, for the shells outside to sit.
Yeah. So, yeah. So there's so they're not floating. Gotcha. But again, it's like big dots, little dots, medium dots. Honestly, if you sit there like thinking about every dot you're placing, then this probably won't be fun for you. Just go.
Go crazy. Stipple.
Yep.
I can do it.
Yep.
I normally like control, but stippling is fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to take the E25, our next brown, and you're going to add dots, and they're going to be different sizes, but I like to kind of touch them on an existing dot. So they almost look like caterpillars.
So you're not filling in the voids?
Not really.
Necessarily.
You can sometimes have one of them to be by themselves, but I kind of am having them touch. And then the other kind of my rule, like, there's no rules in card making, but my rule is kind of like less of this color than of the previous color. The darker you get, you're going to have less.
You don't want dark sand.
Right. Well, maybe you do, but in my world, I didn't. Yeah. We have very light colored sand at my beach. And we're going to do the same thing in
like Melissa's
our jar.
comment.
What?
I think Melissa and I are a lot alike. She said she took a stitching class one time where the teacher said to fill something in randomly, and she asked her if she could chart random for her. You just gotta like take a bunch of like sequins and throw them somewhere, and then chart where they fell. That's
Pretty
random.
much. Pretty much. And we're doing the same thing at the base of the jar. It's just a fun way to add a little texture.
I like it.
And
I
then
thought we were going to end up with a whole bottom, so this is cool.
And then we're going to use that E29, which is wicked dark. So you're going to have only a few of these dots. Like
Sparingly.
very, very few. Yep. Because you don't want it to overpower the look. We have a raccoon in Critters in the Woods.
Critters in the Forest.
Oh yeah, that Critters in the Forest. Those sets are oldie time, but still available.
Old.
So
I love that set.
I do too. I like the log.
It has a great log and a great tree, and I like the fox because it looks sweet sitting on the log with the tail that.
Yeah, curled around.
Melissa, you and I are the same there, engineering brain. Is it a wintry kind of critter? It could be a wintry kind of critter, I guess. I mean, aren't all critters wintry critters in the winter?
I mean, I'm not going to put the toucan on a winter card, but it doesn't mean we can't.
Hey, we had tropical Christmas a couple years ago.
I know. Beachy Christmas. All right. So that's our sand.
Not a possum, but a possum would be super cute.
A possum would be really cute. We have a lot of possum on Cape Cod.
Hang upside down. We need some possums that hang upside down on the tree. That would be fun.
So I am going to attach my lid to my jar.
A quokka is an adorable menace. says Rebecca.
And then I'm just going to gently take my shells off of the tape.
Don't take the bait. Listen, I'm not taking the bait, Callie.
And we are going to stamp some faces on our shells. Some faces and some rosy cheeks. So I'm going to be using the bubblegum ink for my rosy cheeks.
Well, we had a sloth that's not a stamp timber set, Courtney. I do not remember what it's called.
And like hang in there or something. And then I am going to be using the bigger faces, but you can use whatever you would like. So I'm going to add a face on the starfish in the jar. So I'm putting the face on one side and the cheeks on the other side of my 1.75 block. I love this little block. It really makes
the same face for all of them.
No, but
okay,
just just the cheeks stay on the block, so it's just faster.
Gotcha.
This little 1.75 block just makes doing this type of little stamping so easy. And on the snail shell that's loose, I'm going to put a face. And you might want to, if you're not looking at the handout, kind of see how I'm positioning the shell, only because you don't want your face to, well, you might not want your face to be upside down. Maybe you do. That's okay too.
You do you.
Yep. Little rosy cheeks. I'm basically using each of the big faces once. And then on the whelk shell, little rosy cheeks. Oh my god, the rosy cheeks just make me so happy.
Oh, there's little rosy cheeks.
Yeah, there's little faces and little rosy cheeks, which will also work on the shells. But I wanted to just
I was using the little faces. I didn't realize there was tiny rosy cheeks too. But the big rosy cheeks still work with the little faces too.
Yeah. It all works because it's your card and nobody's going to compare your card to my card. All right, so now we're going to glitter all of the things. The first thing I'm going to glitter is the inside of Celebrate. So I love stickles too. I am not against using stickles, but stuff like this that is really detailed is really tricky to do with stickles. Can you at least agree to that?
I can stickle those. But yes, it's hard for some people.
I mean, maybe this wasn't a good example, but
and I'm not saying everyone, I can get in some small spaces with stickles, but not everyone can.
Yeah, the Quickie Glue Pen allows it to be easier to do detail glitter work.
Yes.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
They just need to make a Stickles Quickie Glue Pen, and then we'd be set.
Well, I'm feeling that would clog all the time. Okay, on the shells, I am adding glitter to the highlights of the shells. So on the scallop shell, I did the top tips.
Allie's like, you can do it. And I think she was talking about the glitter, I guess.
I also like that I don't have to wait for this to dry.
This is true, but I do all my stickles at the end and then I set them aside.
Walk away for the night.
Yep. The last thing I do.
That's what I would do if I was.
Everyone knows because they watch the videos and it's the last thing I do.
The starfish, I'm just kind of tracing those two little arms that are the highlighted arms, not the ones that we shadowed.
This conversation about critters has caused everyone to go look at all the old sets and see what they've been missing out, which I think is awesome.
I think that's awesome because I have a feeling maybe some of those old sets are going into their shopping cart.
I know, like go get them if you love them because they're awesome.
And while you're there, buy Happy Harvest.
If you don't already have it.
Because we never want him to retire. Shari and I love him.
Yes, very much so.
So I'm just working my way around all the shells, basically everywhere that the highlight of the shell is. Wherever that is. Just to add a little sparkle.
There are some good suggestions, though. A camel, that would be kind of cute.
Oh, a camel would be cute. Any other good suggestions or questions?
I see sugar gliders a bunch of times.
Is a sugar glider the same thing as a flying squirrel?
It's not the same thing, but they would look similar, I think.
Similar.
In stamp form.
Okay.
Yeah, they are similar to a flying squirrel. Oh, Rebecca has said that Mr. Harvest will not be retiring, probably because we quit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We would.
We go on strike.
We'd be like, bye. we're going to party with Mr. Harvest wherever he's going.
Someone asked if there's turtles. There's turtles.
There's a turtle in Critters in the Sea. A turtle. A sea
There's
turtle.
a sea turtle. There's also there's a turtle in one of the mini birthday sets.
There's one in the before and after. Get well soon.
Yeah. Get well soon before and after because he has a Band-Aid on him, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're going to build our scene. So I am going to add my jar on with foam squares. However, I really recommend you don't put them very close to the edge, so we'll be able to tuck that starfish behind it. If you want to just figure out where that starfish is going to go, that's fine, but...
Oh my gosh, someone had to go look up Happy Harvest. Well, that means you don't own him and you need to go buy him.
Oh my gosh, he's only the cutest scarecrow in all of the land.
Also, then you can take a whole class
Yep.
with me and with Mr.
Yep.
Harvest.
You can purchase the set and then take the online class because he's the cutest. I keep losing. Oh, here it is. I'm like, and then I'm just going to start to build my other shells around the jar. So
also with foam?
Say that again?
Also with foam on the other...
Yes, although it is going to overlap the jar a little bit. So I put foam where it needs to have foam and then glue tube, where it's going to hit the jar.
Gotcha.
So the scallop shell on the right here, I kind of have pointing down.
This conversation is like trivia. Llamas? There's been llamas. Turtles? There's been turtles.
I know, it's kind of fun.
There is a winter llama.
Yep, there is. And the reason why I haven't put this on my card base yet is I still am going to do some tiny stamping. And I'm going to put this layer on my card base with foam. And I don't want to have it be lopsided stamping after all this work.
I don't know about a mountain goat, but we do have a whole set of goats.
So the starfish is going to tuck behind the jar and behind this moon snail.
That's good because I got a smudge on mine, so hopefully I can hide it.
Perfect. You could even change the whole layout of your card, Shari. Nobody.
I just need to tuck his arm. It's fine.
Nobody will ever know.
He's fine. He's imperfect, just like in nature.
There we go. All right, I'm going to add my little clam shell.
Stingray, oh, that sounds cool.
A stingray would be cool. I didn't realize they're in the shark family. I was watching some Shark Week stuff on TV, and I learned that the other night.
I said, I'm not sure if we're getting close or giving more ideas out.
You're just giving us more ideas. Nobody has guessed it. Well,
I will say someone did guess it, but it was a long time ago. So good luck figuring that out.
I was gonna say the ones you have read out loud because
I did not read it out loud.
Okay,
but I saw it and did not acknowledge it.
And you're like, and I'm pretending I didn't see that.
So good luck with that hunt in the comments.
Okay. So I'm going to take some of these smaller sentiments.
Llamas.
Like shell yeah. And yay. And wow. And we're going to...
Rebecca is writing down all these good ideas though. So good job.
Yeah, Rebecca often will jot down good ideas from Create With Us. And you just never know when they will appear.
A full-size koala set, that would be cute too. In the tree.
Oh, I think koalas would be so cute with some bamboo. I really love this card, you guys, by the way. I just thought I'd share that with you. And what's fun about this jar set, you guys, is there's all kinds of other add-on sets. So it doesn't mean you have to be overwhelmed and feel like you have to buy them all at once. But what's nice about it is after you've made a ton of seashell cards in the jar and you've gotten a little bit bored of them, you can treat yourself to a new add-on, which the add-on stamp sets typically are a bit smaller, so they're not the full cost of a full set.
Yeah, and this is a big add-on.
This one is, yeah.
Yeah, some of them are
usually that's not the case. Yeah. And it will totally change the look and feel, and again, add more value to your original jar set. I love that. So I am adding this panel onto my card with foam. So cute. I love the yellow with the pink overlay. And again, remember I did a watercolored one with distress watercolor pencils. Ooh, a clownfish would be fun.
I guess none of our fish are clownfish.
Joanne's been using the jar since the original jelly beans. Yeah, the jelly beans comes in the jar set.
I like the stars are one of my favorite ones for the jar.
The stars are really cute. Oh, a donkey would be fun. I think Rebecca said you can send your smudged card to California.
Oh, okay. Well, I covered my smudge, so it's been... The smudge was just on one of the star's arms, and now it's hiding behind the jar, and you would never know if I hadn't told you.
Shari's over there stickling.
I am. Shush.
All the things.
How did you know? Because I'm concentrating.
Well, you're also lifting the jar, the bottle.
Oh, can you see me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking at your handout, so I wasn't seeing.
The moon shell looks like a skirt. Do you mean the scallop shell? This one? It does. Yay! Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, the strawberry add-on for the jar is adorable as well. I saw somebody use the jar for a swimming pool too, or like a little aquarium. So many fun ideas.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
You need to put fireflies in the jar. That's what you do.
Oh, that would be cute too.
Lightning bugs.
Yeah.
Whatever you call them, that's what I call them.
Yay. Well, I am going to flip it over. I also just wanted to, so I don't teach a ton in the summer. Oh, yeah, show me. Oh, other way. There you go. Look at that.
I always go the wrong way.
Look at that sparkly
stick. I added some sparkles to like the dots and the stars.
Oh, that's a good idea. I love it. So cute, Shari. Well, I'm glad you were able to create with me.
Well, thanks for inviting me as the last minute stand-in. Sorry I'm not Kelly, but...
Well, we'll take you as a last minute stand-in any day.
We didn't give you as many hints probably as Kelly would,
but we don't want to, we don't want to get fired. So
we want to keep our jobs. You want to keep us around, I'm sure.
Yeah. But what I was saying is I don't teach as much in the summer because I am trying to get some more mermaid time in. I have lots of fun stuff planned for the fall, but I do have my Tutti Frutti class. You can still sign up for it. You can actually still sign up for all of my online classes. You get access to the videos, the handouts, more coloring guides. So if it's a similar stamp set that we used in a Create With Us, I try really hard to provide different coloring guides so you guys get even more ideas to create with. And all of my classes are hosted on unlisted YouTube videos, so you don't need to have a Facebook account to be part of them. So,
are all of them there?
Well, unofficially, they're all there, but I haven't quite made the announcement yet. because we're just still updating all the resource pages to have the YouTube
Right.
link. So,
well, I knew you'd been working on it, so when you said that, sure.
And by I've been working on it, Miss Brienne and my friend Josie have been working hard on it. But I'll be making that announcement really soon, like before fall for sure.
Pickles in a jar would be cute.
Pickles in a jar would be very cute.
Write that down. That's
I
funny.
love pickles.
I bet that would. Okay, yeah, Jen really does love pickles. But I think there would be some fun like sentiments to that. Sorry you got in a pickle or something like that.
Yeah, sorry you got in a pickle, or let me help you out of that pickle.
You're a big deal.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for your sweet comments about my classes. I appreciate you guys that do take them, and we have a lot of fun. We learn a lot, and lots of people have been commenting how much they've seen improvement in their coloring, and they find that they're using their products more, which it's so fun to buy all the things. It's so fun to organize all the things, but we also want you guys to have time to use all the things. Awesome. All right. Anything else? I don't think we're forgetting anything. Rebecca, are we forgetting anything? So let's just recap.
To keep us around.
Let's just recap the dates. Let's just recap. Okay. So Inspiration Week
starts July 20th for the big giveaway post.
And that is Inspiration Week for more of the summer products.
Correct. So whatever we did not have a video for in June, we will have a video for in July. Including the set we used today.
You may or may not know this. Are you going to do any premieres? Probably.
I don't think we've talked about it yet, so I'm not sure.
Okay. But
we
go ahead.
I don't know.
No worries, but Lawn Fawn has been doing some premieres.
A little crazy right now. We're just
no worries. That's why I wasn't trying to pressure you. Lawn Fawn sometimes does premieres for the intro videos, so definitely sign up for their email newsletter and watch their social media. And if they're gonna do that, it is always fun. You won't see us live like this, but Shari and or Kelly are usually on, and they do a little chat, and it's a lot of fun. I've popped into a few of them, and it just seems like we're all hanging out together, which I love. So
we watched the pre-recorded video, but we're in the chat talking about the video.
That's a much better way of explaining it than what I was just doing. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the other date is August 24th, which is my dad's birthday. But
that is Lawn Fawn release day. That will be fall and holiday and winter. So it's a big release. Just remember, when those big releases come out, you don't have to buy it all at once. It's not going to go away. I always tell people in my in-person classes and even my online classes, like, start by getting the fall and the Halloween and then get the holiday, and it's a lot of good stuff, so just don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, Joanne, if you already bought all of June's stuff, it's not new stuff. It's just videos for the things that we had not already done a video for.
Correct.
When we have a big release, we have to break it up into 2 or 3 months just because it's a lot.
Like, what's an example of one of the intro videos you guys are going to be doing?
Okay, so the How You Being Seashells is one.
Okay.
The new Woodland Critters summer add-on.
Oh, I love that one. So
I did a little reel of.
So they have not done intro videos for those products yet. So they split up the Inspiration Weeks into multi-weeks, and that's where you're going to start to see some of the new summer stuff that hasn't been done as an intro video yet.
I think they've been kind of like teased in video form, even though they're available. But we'll do the Build a House, the beach add-on. I'm looking at my list over here. That's why I keep looking over.
Shari's going to be very busy.
Yeah. Yes. The anglerfish that goes on the tiny gift box. So if you're not sure how to put that together, we'll show you that.
Ooh, the beach house add-on. I love that one. I need to make a card with that one.
I haven't made one with that yet. So
I'm just going to make my dream home.
Yeah. So I hope that answers that question for.
Yeah. All right. And next time you guys see Kelly Marie, make sure you let her know we did a good job. We didn't get booed off stage. Don't fire us. And yeah, and Kelly and I will be back in the fall with some more Create With Us's. Again, we always announce those details on release day on the Create With Us page, and I always do a blog post explaining all of my new classes with the Create With Us classes, so that you'll have all of the information in one place. All right, I think that's it. I think we did it. We got cards.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, you guys. And please remember, if you did create with us tonight, you can use the hashtag LFCreateWithUs. I keep meaning to make a little grass footer with that in the grass.
Yes.
I actually was trying to remember when I made the one with your name tonight. I was like, what was the other thing I was going to do? And I forgot. So I'm going to write that down.
I was wondering if I was going to be Kelly Marie or if I was going to be Jari.
I didn't want to confuse people.
That's true. I was like, we're going to have to keep saying, no, that's not Kelly.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you changed it.
I made you your own.
Thank you.
But yeah, use the hashtag LFCreateWithUs when you're posting your cards. We love to see what you created. Even if it's not anything like my cards, because you used all different supplies. We just love that you guys took the time to create. We love that you took the time to hang out with us and chit chat with us. We had a lot of fun. And we hope you guys had an